Arnold Schwarzenegger just wrecked Jimmy Kimmel and did it right on Kimmel's own stage. The Terminator turned governor didn't hold back, dropping a ruthless verbal smackdown that had the crowd roaring, not for Kimmel, but for Arnold. It's rare to see a mostly progressive audience cheer a Republican-leaning centrist, but Arnold flipped the script. It all started on The View, where he shut down attempts to bait him into attacking Trump. Kimmel, thinking he could succeed where they failed, pushed Arnold to slam Trump over the ICE riots. Huge mistake. Arnold fired back with brutal truth, leaving Kimmel stunned and the audience cheering the man he tried to corner. It seems like our president doesn't want to solve problems. He wants to create them, Arnold said. And that's the trap. Bait a Republican into turning for a viral moment. But Arnold didn't fall for it. He bulldozed right through it with raw, unfiltered truth. Watch this.
It seems like our president doesn't want to have this problem solved. He wants to create problems.
Now, Arnold's not perfect. He said things in the past that raised eyebrows, but in this moment, he was dialed in. Calm, confident, and razor-sharp, he dismantled Jimmy Kimmel's loaded question like a pro. And the wildest part? Kimmel's own audience applauded. Arnold didn't flinch, didn't stutter. He saw the ambush coming and shut it down. He praised Trump's leadership, saying he could restore order and clean up LA, and even the left-leaning crowd seemed to agree. Then, without missing a beat, he took a jab at Gavin Newsom, calling out his failed leadership during LA's crisis with the same steady fire he used to silence Kimmel.
I have to tell you, people always say to me, oh my God, what's going on in America right now and all this stuff. And I said to them, relax. I've come over here in 1968, where it was a disaster. I mean, even the most fantastic country, but I came over here in 1968, Martin Luther King was assassinated, Bobby Kennedy was assassinated. There were the riots left and right because of the Vietnam, there were the protests. Then there was the attack on the Democratic Convention in Chicago. And then after that, there was Watergate. And the thing went on and on and on, where people said, what is going on in America? And we got out of that mess. So America will always get out of this mess. And we will get out of this, believe me, this will be solved, this issue. Los Angeles will always be a great city to come to. I'm very, very proud of Los Angeles.
And it looks like many Californians are siding with Arnold. Fresh polls show Gavin Newsom's approval dropping to 54%, a sharp 7-point slide. That's not background noise. It's a warning siren. Voters are frustrated with his weak response to the ICE protests, the ongoing economic slump, and a growing sense that he cares more about national optics than local solutions. Small businesses are shutting down, taxes are climbing, and public safety feels like an afterthought. People are done with speeches. They want action. And that's why Arnold's bold, no-nonsense message is landing. His unapologetic stance is cutting through the noise. And just when it seemed like he was finished, Arnold fired one more shot, this time at the legacy media.
It wouldn't happen if the politicians would do their work. Think about it.
And that's exactly what the legacy media does best: inflate the issue, twist the narrative, and stage a drama where Trump is always the villain. Every headline, every soundbite, every camera angle is more performance than journalism. But here's what they miss, and what Arnold Schwarzenegger exposed with brutal clarity. By sensationalizing the ICE protests, they're not just hitting Trump, they're hurting their own cities. Painting LA as a war zone may get clicks, but it scares off tourists, investors, and families. It's economic sabotage. Arnold called it out, sharp and fearless, saying if you really care about the city's future, stop weaponizing the media and start facing the real problems. And just when it felt like the fire was dying down, Arnold turned that flamethrower of truth on the politicians themselves.
I think that what you're referring to is, of course, the protests that are going on
everything
in LA.
that's going on.
I totally agree with you, by the way, Jimmy, because they make it out to like it is a zone, the whole Los Angeles, the whole city or the county. And the fact of the matter is it's maybe like 0.001% of the area of Los Angeles has problems and there's a protest.
Yeah.
And so I think that this is important for people to know, because I don't want all of a sudden tourism to suffer in Los Angeles because what they see on television, because the media sometimes shows it as if the whole Los Angeles is a big zone, which is not really the case.
Arnold's dropping truth bomb after truth bomb, and the crowd can't help but react to the raw honesty. No spin, no filter, just the kind of straight talk people are desperate for. He's not playing politics, he's speaking truth, and it's landing harder than anything coming from actual office holders. While most politicians obsess over re-election and optics, Arnold's cutting through the noise. Take Gavin Newsom. While California burned, from wildfires to violent protests, he didn't step up. He saw a political opportunity, not a crisis. Instead of restoring order during the ICE riots, he let chaos grow, hoping it would hurt Trump. But the real cost was paid by everyday Californians, families, workers, small business owners. Arnold called it out without flinching. Finally, someone said what millions have been thinking.
Because we send those politicians to Washington to solve the problems. In all their eyes, instead of public servants, they're party servants. And I think this is really the bad thing about it, So it's just, I think there should be public servants.
I'm sure there's a huge amount of truth.
Frustrated that he couldn't corner Arnold, Kimmel threw a desperate Hail Mary, claiming Trump doesn't even like him, hoping to spark a viral gotcha moment. Classic bait. But Arnold saw it coming. With the calm of a leader and the timing of a showman, he didn't just dodge the trap, he flipped it into a teachable moment. He called out the cheap shots, the petty politics, and the fake drama poisoning national discourse. It wasn't just a deflection, it was a surgical takedown. The audience erupted. Kimmel looked rattled. And once again, Arnold stood tall as the only adult in the room. Oh, and wait till you see this next clip where Arnold sidesteps another one of Kimmel's traps. Watch this.
Probably Donald Trump doesn't want you to be trusted because I don't think Donald Trump likes you very much, to be honest. True? Yeah. So, but I think the nature of the media is to show where, there's some guys robbing or looting a medical marijuana store, and then there's, a few Waymos on fire, and to put that together in a montage and make it seem like all hell is breaking loose.
Kimmel, just like the ladies on The View, tried to pull the same tired stunt, using Arnold's background as an immigrant to emotionally blackmail him into taking a shot at Donald Trump. It's a worn-out play from the woke playbook. Weaponize identity, play the emotional card, and hope the guest cracks under pressure. But once again, Arnold didn't budge. He saw it for what it was and sidestepped the trap with calm precision, turning the moment into yet another masterclass in how to stay above the noise. It's becoming crystal clear that Arnold Schwarzenegger is far more politically sharp than he's often given credit for. This isn't just the action hero with a legendary accent. This is a man who studied the game, understands the tactics, and knows exactly how to dismantle them piece by piece. He recognizes emotional manipulation the second it surfaces. And he refuses to let any media figure twist his words for a cheap headline. At a time when even veteran politicians struggle to stay firm, Arnold's clarity, poise, and unwavering confidence are a breath of fresh air. Did you catch that dead silence in the audience? It was deafening, not applause, but something louder. Stunned realization. Arnold didn't shout. He didn't grandstand. He just calmly told the truth, and it hit like a sledgehammer. He said what few dare to: every person in a country should be documented. That's not xenophobia. It's national security and common sense. Break the law, face consequences. Simple. And that silence? That was the sound of people hearing honesty for the first time in a long time. Arnold didn't just survive a media ambush, he dismantled it. He exposed the bait, dodged the guilt trips, and said what legacy media won't. From The View to Kimmel's stage, he stood firm, even if it meant standing alone. He called out hypocrisy, defended law and order, and reminded everyone that real leadership isn't about applause. It's about the guts to speak hard truths. In a world drowning in spin, Arnold's raw honesty hit harder than anyone expected.